In a very weird turn of events, we are once again talking about Xbox versus the FTC. No, we aren't in a time machine, but I wanted to take a look at their argument again and see if there's anything concrete here. So, let's break that all down. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So, it seems as if we're in some sick, twisted time machine, and that we are back to talking about Xbox versus the FTC. And this is all over the Activision Blizzard deal. I mean, real quick before we get into this stuff, it seems like a sick joke. Last summer, that's all it was. Xbox, FTC, Microsoft, the whole deal. Now we're back to it in the summer? I need to take a break. So the FTC is back on their bullshit, for a lack of a better term, and in case you want to know my thoughts on the whole saga, here we go. Now, most of their arguments made throughout the case just really lacked any concrete backing, and that's to anything they said. And in my opinion, what they were doing was more stall tactics than anything. So what now? What was this new accusation that was brought up? Well, I got it for you here today, so this is what they had to say. Quote, Microsoft's price increases and product degradation, combined with Microsoft's reduced investments in output and product quality via employee layoffs, are the hallmarks of a firm exercising market power post-merger. Product degradation, removing the most valuable games from Microsoft's new service, combined with the price increases for existing users, is exactly the sort of consumer harm from the merger the FTC has alleged. Now, what I find pretty funny here is, in the original trial, the FTC pretty much forgot about the consumers, and before they were so focused on protecting Sony. This time around, they finally thought of consumers. I also want to be clear, as much as I show my disdain for the FTC over last summer, and even today, there is some truth in their statement, but that's not enough to break up the merger. There is a price increase and a tier change-up that will directly impact consumers. And in prior videos, I talked about how much I didn't like that. But Xbox made it clear that the inclusion of Activision Blizzard will not have a direct relation to price increases. But when they said that during the original trial, there was a catch there too, which pretty much said there wouldn't be price increases because of ABK. But in general, yeah, we're gonna increase prices probably. Now, I do think this isn't the best look for Microsoft right now, especially since they're back in court. But I also do think the FTC will have a hard time making connections between the price increase and ABK. Inflation as a whole has caused everything to go up in price, and Microsoft can easily point out to other subscription services within gaming and point out their price hikes too. PlayStation Plus has raised prices over the years, and that's not to point fingers. That's their direct competitor in the space. So it's gonna be very difficult for the FTC to box out Microsoft and paint them in the light of the villain here. But there are a few hurdles that Xbox would have to explain here, like nerfing that middle tier of their service, which I do agree they have some explaining to do on that front, so hopefully they do. But at the same time, there are some areas where they've actually improved Xbox Game Pass because of this merger. They can point out the fact that games like Black Ops 6 are going to be included on Game Pass day one. And I do think that's a win for competitors at the end of the day. And last but not least, my 2 cents on this whole matter. I don't think the FTC has too much to work off here, because at face value, black and white, improvements have been made here to the service. And there has been countless outside factors that have caused price hikes across the board. And that's not just in gaming. I don't know, this just kind of seems like a big old mess, as per usual with these trials. It just kind of seems like this came at the wrong moment for Microsoft, but there are ways to get out of it. I also want to be clear, the way I'm talking, I'm kind of realizing I'm not justifying price hikes or anything. I just think it's a weird argument to make now. But with all that being said, I'm going to pass it off to you guys. What do you think of the FTC's argument? Is there any truth here? Is there anything they can really work off of? But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.